to Astro Reads with AMZN. I am AMZN, and today we are getting into the Aries July reading. So, we're going to start with the general spread first, then get into love and romance, and then career and finance, and then lastly get some advice from my oracle deck. So, let's see what's going on for Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for July. Oops. I'm using the Spellcaster's Tarot deck as my main deck today. Okay, let's see. What's going on with Aries? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Yep. What's going on? Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So, Aries. The first card that came out was the Moon. We are in Cancer season, so, like I said, the Moon is going to be popping up in these readings because Cancer rules the Moon. But this is also Pisces card, so you might have Cancer or Pisces placements, or you may be around or dealing with somebody that has Cancer or Pisces placements. But I just feel like your feelings have definitely been like showing up in ways that maybe you weren't prepared for, or just still haven't been able to like really deal with yet. So this month is just gonna continue drawing attention to your emotions, drawing attention to what you're feeling, your intuition, how how you feel when you get into certain spaces, when you're around certain people, when you're doing certain things, right? Your body is going to be sending you these triggers, and being that Aries is a cardinal fire sign and being very physical in that way, definitely pay attention to your body and the signs that it's sending to you, okay? Because with the Three of Cups here in reverse, I feel like you're around folks that maybe aren't necessarily lifting you up in the most positive ways. That doesn't mean that you don't enjoy their company. It just also could mean that that what they're encouraging, or the type of energy that they are bringing around you, may be more self-destructive, or it may be more overindulgent than what you need right now. And it's making you feel some things, right? That's why the Moon is here. It's making you feel some kind of way. I don't want to say that, the Three of Cups also means like there's a third party situation happening, but it's possible, somebody might not be being honest about like their actual intentions, or what's going on in the relationship between you and them. Again, something that your intuition is drawing attention to. And then with the Two of Wands here in reverse, this is like kind of not being pleased with what is presented in front of you right now, like kind of looking to see if there's something else that will kind of bring you that stimulation, or that passion, or that like that you're looking for. Something is taking your mind away from like what is in front of you right now, because you're thinking about maybe something better or something else or something that you would rather have or rather do. And it's distracting. But part of that is, again, to draw attention to your intuition and draw attention to your feelings, so you can see like how what you're feeling is also affecting your actions, and how that plays out in your actions and the choices that you're making, and what you want for yourself as well, right? But at the bottom of the deck here, ooh, we have the Ace of Swords. So there's going to be clarity coming into you, especially as we move towards this full moon in Aquarius at the end of the week, on Friday. The whatever was being done in the dark, whatever things that you were feeling that you couldn't quite put your finger on, they're going to be revealed with the High Priestess in reverse right after the Ace of Swords. So things will start to make sense, especially the more you follow your intuition and listen to that, getting that clarity that you need, so that you can focus and so that you can be here in the present, and not try to distract yourself with something new, or try to ignore what you're feeling by like working a lot, or just overall distracting yourself, like I said. So there's going to be a lot of clarity coming into you with the moon here, with the Ace of Swords, and the High Priestess in reverse. Lots of things are going to be coming up, and you just got to be ready, Aries. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to feel it. You got to be ready to sit with that feeling before you do something about it. And then when you sit with the feeling and allow yourself the space to understand what's happening within you, then you can make more informed decisions for yourself that will have better results for you. Okay? Okay. So let's get into love and romance now. Love and romance for single and dating Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aries often get the reputation of not being the best at being committed, and I think part of that is because Aries needs action in their relationships. Like there has to be some type of like, I don't know, excitement. Sometimes it's just when it's not there, then But let's see what's happening for single and dating Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's happening for single and dating Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regards to, ooh, love, that's nice. Okay. And what do single and dating Aries need to be aware of in regards to love and romance? Okay, 2 cards came out there. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so first we have the 10 of Cups, which is great. I think this just means that you all are coming into this understanding of what it is that you really want in your relationships, in a partner, in love in general. How you're understanding how you want to be treated. You're understanding how to communicate your needs more. You're understanding what your boundaries are and why they are those things, right? And that's excellent because that makes it easier as you're dating or even just being single and spending time with yourself. That just creates a better opportunity for you to attract the partner that you actually want, and it also gives you opportunity to embody the energy of the partner that you want, right? You have to um, become that so that it comes to you as well. So understanding what those things are for yourself and moving into that energy of embodiment, will really just, like I said, make it easier to be single, and it'll also make it easier to date because you know what you are and aren't going to tolerate, and so on and so forth. Now, what you need to be aware of is first the Seven of Pentacles, right? So I laugh because Aries can be very what's the word? I don't want to say fast paced in relationships, but sometimes, things may move a little faster than anticipated or than expected. And part of that is because, the passion could be there and it could be like super just like hot and amazing and things are just going immediately. And that's great. But, there are moments where you do just have to allow things to unfold, right? You do have to just kind of slowly tend to things and watch as they grow, right? That's why the Seven of Pentacles is here. Being a little bit more patient in your relationships and with dating, I absolutely feel that this is here because, you know, again, sometimes you get bored with people, and when you get bored with them, then you're like, okay, I just gotta move on to the next thing, instead of like maybe talking about that and exploring how they could, be there for you in other ways, or just being more honest and transparent about being bored or being or feeling like the passion isn't there, or whatever the case may be. Being more honest about that also will grant you more patience as you are dating and meeting new people and things like that, right? Because then after that we have the Three of Pentacles. So sometimes, Aries, you can be very self-centered, I guess, like, because that's not the word that I want to use, but there is a, stereotype for Aries of being selfish, being that you are the first zodiac sign and you rule the first house, which is the house of the self. You are always thinking about you first, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like with this Three of Pentacles here, what you do need to be aware of is that, especially if you're actively dating, that it is not a solo effort, right? There is another person involved, and so that means learning certain things about them. And if you are dating someone seriously, taking them into consideration more often than not when you're making decisions, and like I said, being more communicative, making them a part of certain decisions as well, and not just going strictly off of what you would do and what you think is okay. That's going to create tension. That's going to, again, push you into being more impatient and even impulsive, and just kind of like being bored with people and then just dropping them and going to the next thing. And if that's not how you want to handle things, like, it's okay if things don't work out, but if you don't want it to be just very kind of abrupt and disruptive, like, all right, well, bye, like, that takes a little bit more patience to do, and a little bit more consideration and time. So make sure that you are being honest with people about, when maybe things aren't hitting, but you're still into them and you want to, see where things can go. Still be honest about that. Remember that it's not just you, involved when you're dating. And at the bottom of the deck here, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So, you know, just being real about, you know, what you are, what you want. And like I said, not kind of just being abrupt about things and just like, okay, well, dropping somebody and going on to the next thing. Or, you know, even don't, like, you know, omit things, don't withhold or hide things if you really don't need to. You know, you can be honest with people in that way. So make sure you keep that in mind, because, you know, we have the Devil right after that. And if you aren't aware of those things, then it can definitely keep you in a space where you aren't meeting the people that are the best for you, where you're in situations that don't make you feel good, they make you feel low, or they're just triggering you in ways that you don't want to be engaged. So make sure you're keeping that in mind. Okay? So now let's look at committed Aries. Committed Aries in polyamorous or monogamous relationships. Let's see what's going on for you all in love for July. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, let's see. What's happening for committed Aries in July in regards to love? Now, what do committed Aries need to be aware of in their relationships and love? Okay. So I like what came out. The first one here is the Five of Swords in reverse. So I think this is great. You're recognizing how to not be petty in your conversations and even disagreements with your partner or partners, or they are realizing how to do this with you as well. You know, the Five of Swords, when it comes out, it's literally just being confrontational, like, for kind of, no reason, saying mean things, getting into arguments, creating confrontations that don't need to be confrontations, trying to prove irrelevant points just for the sake of it, you know, like, that's annoying. And you are getting out of that place. You are understanding that when someone is expressing their boundaries, or when someone disagrees maybe with how you're talking to them, or what your mentality is towards something, and there's disagreement about that, you're not causing an unnecessary argument. You're not going to try and be petty and throw something in their face, or whatever the case may be, like, because you're understanding how to be a better partner in your relationship. You're understanding that disagreements or setting boundaries is not an attack, unless they're being, like, obviously, like, rude about it and clearly attacking your character. Like, setting boundaries and voicing your needs, your partner doing that with you and for you, is not an attack, and it is not means for you to then try to one up or be petty or dismiss because it makes you uncomfortable. Like, if it does make you uncomfortable, sit with why that is and have a discussion with each other about it, right? Because, you know, things aren't always going to feel great. Things aren't always going to be peachy. You're not always going to say and do the right things for your partner. And likewise, you know, they won't always say and do the right things for you. But it's up to you and it's up to them to express those things and be honest about why it's upsetting or why it just didn't feel good or rubbed you the wrong way, and not take it personally as if they're saying that you're a terrible person or whatever the case may be, because that's obviously not the truth. They just want you to see and be aware of yourself and how your actions or how your words, specifically your words, how what you're saying and things like that affect them and affect the relationship, and vice versa, right? So what you need to be aware of here is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So similar to the single and dating Aries, you don't want to be selfish or self-centered, when you're in a relationship, because it's not just you anymore. You do have to consider another person, their beliefs, their ideals, their values, and the dynamic that you both have created with each other, or that all of you have created with each other. So with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse, be mindful of how what you do affects your partners, and vice versa. Tell them how, if they're doing something that affects you and they kind of don't see it or understand, express that and tell them why, right? Because it can kind of cause problems with the dynamic of the relationship, and if you are looking to move to the next level, looking for new opportunities to grow with each other, so like moving in, or like trying to get closer to each other. I'm thinking of like, if you guys were far from each other, getting closer. If you are in the same like physical vicinity, moving in together, things like that. Like looking at the ways that you're trying to step it up to the next level. Like it requires the both of you or all of you, right? It requires conversations and honesty and transparency about what that looks like and what it means for each person, or what it means for each person to do in order to make that happen, right? And at the bottom of the deck here we have the Lovers. So you all are, your relationships, they're in a space of divine timing, right? Things are going to happen as they need to happen and as they should happen, right? You might have Gemini placements, or your partners might have Gemini placements with this Lovers card here. But the love is there, obviously, and it is divine. And even if things don't work out, then that was what was supposed to happen, right? So don't force anything, of course. If it's not hitting, if things just are still not working out, if you are trying to get to the next levels and it's still, there's still some humps that you have to get over, it's because that's what's supposed to be happening right now, and there's still work that you all need to do with understanding each other and being there for each other and showing up for each other. Okay? Because after that we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So, be aware and compassionate about your own needs and the needs of your partner or partners, and work through those things together. Allow for newness to come in, right? Allow for new opportunities to grow, to come in, and sit with the discomfort that could bring, and talk with your partners about the discomfort that could bring, because it's important to be honest with each other so that you both aren't wasting each other's time, or you all aren't wasting each other's time, and you all have the same opportunity to do what's best for yourself, because you have the proper amount of information it's honest and it's transparent and you all can discuss. Okay? Okay. So let's get into career and finance. Career and finance. What's going on for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in regards to their careers and money? Let's see who pops up. Oop. Cards just like jumped out of my hand. Okay. Tell me about Aries and their careers and finances. Take that. What do they need to do to better their relationship with their career and finances? Ooh, okay. The first card that came out here was the Eight of Swords. It's really interesting. Okay, you might be feeling like maybe where you're at in your career right now is a little stagnant. You may feel, like there is not that much room for growth, or that, whatever obstacles are in your way right now, you feel like that those are very hard to overcome, and it has you feeling very stuck. Again, with the Eight of Swords, if the man was just able to recognize that his hands aren't tied and that he is not trapped because the swords are open, and that he's not blind because his hands are free and he can pull down the blindfold, then he'll be able to see what's happening around and be able to know that he can change that because he's not bound by his circumstances. So, you are not bound to one career or one avenue or one stream of income. You're not bound to that, so don't keep yourself in that mentality. If there's other things that you've been wanting to explore, if there's other ways that you've been wanting to invest your money and energy and time, know that it is possible for you to do two things at once, and it's possible for you to really shift your perspective on where you're at and where you're going and what you want for yourself, right? Because then we have the Nine of Swords in reverse right after that. So I feel like this is you kind of like feeling defeated about it, like, I'm over it, like I'm not about to spend any more time worrying about this, like it is what it is, like I'm here, I'm just here, I'm stuck here. That's not true. Granted, I'm glad you're not worrying, right? Because you don't want to create this cycle of anxiety in your mind and ruminate on this and then, create this kind of obsessive thought. But I will say that if you aren't in this anxious headspace, then you are already a step ahead of shifting your perspective and recognizing that there is more than what you are currently going through, or what you're currently feeling, and that's not all that there is. So allow yourself to see that, okay? Because the way that you can better your relationship with your finances and your career is with this Four of Wands energy, right? Recognizing the abundance that you do have, recognizing the things that you are able to accomplish where you're at right now. Being grateful for the stability that you do have, being grateful for the investments that you have made so far and the ways that they have been manifesting. But part of that with the Empress in reverse here is also trusting your ideas, trusting your intuition, trusting the creativity that is emerging within you, and the creativity that you have, and putting energy and gratitude and faith into those things as well. Because even when you're not able to see all of the parts or see how things are going to move forward, just having the faith in your ideas, having the faith in what you're looking to invest in or what you're looking to maybe even pivot into or expand into, will give you more opportunity for this celebratory kind of gratitude, energy, and it will really help you to shift your perspective and put you in a mindset of abundance instead of a mindset of lack. Okay? So be aware of the ways that you're talking to yourself about money, about your career, about finances. Be aware of, the faith and the intention that you're putting behind the things that you want to invest in, or the intention and the faith behind your capabilities and the things that you want to do and pivot into or expand into. Because if you don't have the faith there, then there's no solid foundation for that idea to grow and come into fruition. There's no space for that money to come to you if you are blocking it with doubt. So remember to keep that in mind and know that you are abundant no matter what, and you deserve it. Okay? Okay, Aries. So lastly, we're going to get a little bit of advice from this oracle deck. See what's shaking for Aries. Any last messages or advice for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Any last advice? Ooh. Ooh. Let's see if one more wants to come out. Oh, okay. Well, personal power was the first card that came out. The totem here is a power animal. You see a bear and an eagle there. The crystal is chrysotile, and the number here is 20, which breaks down to a 2. Being able to acknowledge both parts or all parts of yourself, that is personal power, right? Knowing that you are more than just one thing, knowing that all parts of you are valid and worthy of love and respect and kindness, right? And also not being ashamed of what you've been through, what you've learned, what you've experienced, right? That's where personal power comes from. I feel this is very much Martian energy, so of course Aries and Scorpio, if you have any Scorpio placements, with this eagle here, I definitely feel like, tapping into your personal power will really help with just your growth and allowing you to move on to the next levels of your life. And inner wisdom here. The totem is Mother Gaia. The crystal is goethite, and the number is 17, which breaks down to an 8. So you know, when you are able to go within and understand what's happening within, then you can see how that manifests outwardly in the connections that you're making, the money that you're making, the relationships you're in, all of that stuff. And you'll also learn how to trust yourself more, listen to your intuition, and allow that to guide you in those moments where you don't always logically see what's happening, or it doesn't logically make sense, but you're feeling something, right? That inner wisdom, that inner voice. Keep listening to your inner voice, keep tapping into that energy, and have faith in yourself and in the divine to get you to where you're supposed to be. Okay, Aries? I hope that this resonated with you all. I am thankful for you for tuning in today. If you'd like a personal reading, I am open for personal readings. Make sure you like and share with the homies, subscribe, and if you would like to tip, I will leave all of that information in the description box. Thank you for tuning in, like I said, and I will see you all next month.